Yeah, also good to have a cage against the dog.
Five
It
seconds
does help you.
remain.
Primal Beast also doesn't like playing against the Disruptor early on, so it's a really good pick. Other than it being quite favored
Merging
today,
the
it is
numbers.
actually a really good pick against both the Lycan and the Primal Beast. The Lilgun, they'll go for the Nyx, and this is the thing: you want to find this Disruptor. You don't want the Disruptor fighting you. Plus, you want to keep him very, very poor with the Nyx Assassin. When you have a Lycan, a hero that pushes the towers so quickly, then
10
it makes the
seconds to
Nyx's
pick.
game so much easier and it starves out the support. So despite this
5
disruptor being
seconds. Hurry,
a
hurry.
relatively good hero against the Primal Beast and the Lycan, if you start being pushed back a little bit, just in terms of your towers falling, you're not gonna have the a nice time in the game.
Mm, yeah, for sure. And and there's a lot of good control from Lilgun's side, considering the farming patterns that Morphlings and sometimes the
Please
Tinies look
turn
for Tiny trying to
towards
get that Blink Dagger. Morphling in general. When you have heroes like Lycan, Nyx, maybe now that actually when you add this guy, it actually makes a lot of sense. These guys can invade like a lot of the time. Obviously, Shapeshift is going to take some time until Lycan can really join in. But Nick
Only
Sky as
10
a roaming
seconds.
support duo against these squishy farmers, who are usually
5
in
seconds.
very
Hurry, hurry.
expected locations, if you can say, on the map. I really like this duo from Lilgun with the
Dire
picks they went for.
fan.
Yeah, one
In the
hero gives a lot
spirit.
of lockdown, the other one gives a massive amount of damage, and this is pretty much what you need as a support Nyx. You need to have a heavy damage dealer on your side. Skyreth Mage most likely gonna be a support, so these two just in themselves are work really well together. Nyx provides
Only
the
10
vision, provides the
seconds.
stun. Skyreth just finishes people off. They go for an Ember, and out of
5
all the
seconds
Spirit Brothers, he's
remain.
probably the best one against the Skyreth Mage because he never gets too close. But then again, you picked up an Ember into a Nyx Assassin, so it's not gonna be the easiest game for him.
Yeah, not not necessarily the best game, but at least he could still pull off a very good performance. We've seen Ken today on the Ember Spirit. He had a very good laning stage for himself, but wasn't quite
Radiance
able to
ban.
carry out the rest of the game for the team. So maybe this Ember Spirit combined with what they have at hand, they've got some good supports to rotate to mid. Disruptor is fantastic with defending and
Dire's ban.
re-engaging. Not only just a glimpse value, but kinetic field, where Ember has time to load up his low cooldown slate. Good stuff indeed. And heading into the last picks as well. Looks like we are missing a carry from Lilgun. Spawn team. What
10
we
seconds
really
to
need is
pick.
a beefy, bulky, tanky boy. That's probably what they
5
want to
seconds.
look for. But
Hurry,
there's no
hurry.
Tide, there's no Bat, no Marcy, no
Radiance
Beastmaster,
ban.
no Mars. So what does that leave us down to? We're looking at pretty mediocre offlaners, right?
Underlord. Underlord seems really good here, depending on exactly what Lilgun pick. The Underlord seems like an amazing one for spawn. But I
Only
have to say,
10
I like
seconds.
it would also give them tower defense, not only to counter how
Mm.
much you counter the
5
Lycan,
seconds
Primal Beast,
remain.
Nyx Assassin, Skyreth Mage. Both all of these heroes like to be very maneuverable around the fight and move wherever they want. The Pit of Malice doesn't let you do that. But when I look at the spawn team's lineup, I actually like it quite a lot because Ember and the Disruptor, they're going to be poking for the majority of the early game, creating space for the Tiny and Morphling to hit their timings. And then from this poke type lineup, you get the enemies into
Mm-hmm.
this idea that they're not going to be bursted down. You bring two heroes that just annihilate them in a second. So if you play this properly and they're constantly poking with that creating space for the Tiny and the Morphling, you could have you could be looking at a very strong 15 to 20 minute timing.
Potentially, yeah. If everything goes according to plan,
Yep.
it can be a very good timing that they can hit with these heroes. Probably also the reason why they're thinking about this last ban for such a long time is even if they still have the last pick of the draft and get to respond, probably looking for their options here. I mean, they do have time. What do you suspect Lilgun wants to pick as their
Our
carry
team
here?
pick.
Minus armor
Beginning
heroes
You
have been
now pick.
removed.
Outworld Devourer.
Oh, geez.
OD?
Kind of nice. I mean, it's good against the Morph. Good against the Ember.
Very Lycan though. I like it. I like the OD. It crushes the Ember in the lane. It crushes the Morph throughout the game. These
10
heroes, Tiny and
seconds to
Disruptor,
pick.
they die with your ulti. It's actually a really good last pick.
5
He
seconds
does gain a
remain.
lot from the added vision, and Lycan and Nyx Assassin, they provide a ton of it. It's plus physical damage on the side of Spawn isn't that amazing. This is this is a really good last pick from Lilgun. I wasn't expecting that one, but it is something that you don't
Yeah.
deal with nicely.
I'm just kind of curious about the laning here, because I was like Primal, maybe Core, but then you see the Lycans and the ODs. It's like maybe they could shuffle and switch around a little bit. How do they get the better matchups for themselves? But it does look like we do have the mid Primal Beast,
Yep.
offlane OD, and the carry Lycan. So yeah, Lycan was already locked in. It was just a matter of who wants to go for the offlane. Do we put the OD? Do we put the Primal Beast? And I was like, you get much more out of a mid-Primal Beast, and that's exactly what they do here. But we do have a nice Stalker for Womi on the Son of Spawn team. Does this salvage their draft a little bit here, Harry?
Yes, it does give them vision. During nighttime, it's going to be very tough for Lilgun to fight despite their heroes given so much. Night Stalker is the god of vision. The only one who can somewhat be on par is the Beastmaster. So this is pretty big. You want to find the backlines. The Skyrit Mage and the OD need to die, and you need to find the right initiation on them. So I like this quite a lot. Plus, Lycan cannot really threaten the Night Stalker in the early laning stage.
That is also for sure a reality, but only one can end up winning this game despite very competitive drafts on both sides. Let's see. Are the Mongolians or are the Indonesians going to be coming up on top here with the first of this best of two and the last best of two of the day as well? Quickly about the schedule and stuff like that, which we haven't really gone through during the course of this broadcast up till now. This is the first day of the BTS Pro Series, Season 13. The group stages will play out until December the 4th. That is next week, Sunday. So every single day, ladies and gents, we have some Dota from SCA. And after that, we kick off our playoffs on the 6th. So we have a one-day break in between. That is the Monday break. On Tuesday, we return back into action and head over to our lower brackets of the playoff. And then after that, upper brackets. And the tournament finishes on the 10th of December. So it is going to be a pretty intense almost 3 weeks of BTS Pro Series. And just a quick shout out to a couple people. Overall, in general, BTS, it did look like BTS might not be participating in Dota on this 22-23 season or this year at all. But however, Pro Series has returned. So big thanks to BTS, and also big thanks to all of you people who've been standing beside Beyond the Summit for almost a decade. One of the more important tournament organizers out there that has also been supporting Tier 2 and Tier 3 teams, and also organizing big summits for big Tier 1 teams as well. So this has been a key part. And just a shout out to Dougie, one of the people working at BTS, who's been doing a hell of a lot of work making a lot of this possible. Especially what we have in our hands right now. So enjoy the ride. We're definitely going to enjoy this one.
Yeah, we most definitely will. Like every Pro Series before this one is going to be amazing as well. Speaking about the teams here, I really don't know what to expect from Spawn team. Especially in this game in particular, I don't think we can expect much. You're playing against a Lilgun carry Lycan, something that they're very comfortable with, and you are a pretty much new team. The only known player on their side is Womi. The other ones are, at least for me, completely new.
Yeah. One of the
Maybe
more fresher rosters coming into to this tournament. And probably somebody might have some expectations. Somebody probably might be a bit like, hey, let's see what comes out of this. Always good to see some fresh new names coming in as well. What they can come up with, what they can conjure during the course of these next 2.5 weeks. I mean, shuffles are still underway. So there might be some small changes here and there. I think one of the spicier topics is what's Fnatic's roster going to be, for example, in this tournament. They still haven't announced their +1 and +3 players, so more about that later on. Now just focusing on these two on our hands.
Ooh, Morphling almost died there on the bottom lane. And this OD in the next lane can be very annoying to the Morphling. He is getting solid amounts of CS, but that is gonna stop as you get more levels on the OD and even continue applying even more damage. If you have to morph a lot into your strength, you're not gonna be able to last it whatsoever. And Morphling and the Disruptor just don't have enough to get the kill on the Nyx.
Yep. At least I can deliver a bit of poke. Good harass onto the Nyx Assassin. Not enough for a kill. Maybe level 3 on the Morphling could do the trick. Risk the second point in Adaptive Strike instead of going for Waveform. Comes down to positioning, but it has been very annoying for this Morphling to go up against this OD, constantly getting hit by those orbs. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Ikigai getting a nice amount of poke there onto the Ember Spirit, using that trample. Ember, who doesn't have his mobility yet, is going to have to watch his positioning pretty carefully too, because Primal, probably one of the best positioning heroes currently available in the meta.
Yep. When you said Ikigai, I kind of saw it as Ikigai. Maybe he can.
Oh, it's a bit icky.
So. Maybe he was going for that. Who knows? I'm gonna assume no, though.
We can only assume.
Radiant structures are
We need an interview to find out this kind of stuff. 4-2-3 and Ace having a bit of a chill time in the top lane, liking getting some good farm. Obviously not a lane with kill potential. And as I say that, well, yeah, they will only just poke the Tiny as much as they can. There's still that early regeneration kicking in. But we do have some mobility towards the mid lane. We have the Skywrath from Ace. Wants to drive either the Primal Beast towards the Ember Spirit while chasing for the rune. Ace only throws in one bolt.
Nice move.
Further. But at least
He knows
both
he can't
water
do
runes.
anything on top. Yeah, he knows he can't do anything on top because Tiny and the Night Stalker are way too tanky for the Skywrath Mage to do anything. Look at the HP, 1,000 on a Tiny and 900 on the Night Stalker. These guys are not going to be going down, so you at least try to make something of yourself during the early game.
I was looking at Jacroy there for a second. Kishka landed a very nice two-man impale, landing off of both Trabans and Kishka. But here we go, 11. Quick delivery, but this is getting better and better for the Morphling as time progresses. As you kind of talked this through, that this Morphling might be having a better time. In the lane 11, has he actually overstepped his luck here? Does get hit by the Thunder Strike and a couple pokes there, but he lives with 50 HP. Would have been just one right click away from both heroes to finish him off.
He lives because Jacroy missed the Adaptive Strike and used it on a creep. That's the only reason that he's alive right now. He was at 50 HP at some point. That would have been more than enough.
Still no kills for the first 5 minutes. We're approaching level 6 on the mid lane for both Pota and for Ikigai. Ikigai, again, trample poking. Meanwhile, this looks like a first blood potential to me, and it looks like Ace is the one to fall first. Womi to grab it. Delul able to walk away with his life still intact.
And so the first of many has been.
Yeah, Lycan Wolves biting on rocks. This is just it, guys. Buy some nice toys for your dogs. If they start biting on rocks, it's not gonna be good for their teeth. In the end, though, the Tiny decides to kill himself on the tower.
Might as
So
well.
still,
It was very low, and now he can get back with full mana.
yeah. The laning stage went really well for Spawn. Looking at the lanes, the only one that is somewhat struggling, but not even, is the Morphling. The Ember and the Night Stalker had a really good laning stage. That's why I was surprised that they didn't send the OD into the mid lane, because at least he would have won against the Ember. And mind you, this is a Primal Beast that got some help from the Skywrath Mage in terms of runes, and still he's getting destroyed.
Radiant's 6.5 minutes already passed. What do you think? What is basically the timer that Spawn is looking for? We kind of discussed about the how good of a game Ember Spirit can get. So what's the Morphling going to look like coming out of the laning stage, and how freely are you going to get to play this game? Cool. I'll let you think and ponder about that for a second, as Disruptor is being poked and maybe killed by Kishka. Wand, or actually Stick, will save his life. And 11 still poking with the Morphling. He is somewhat low, but at least he's got power treads and 2 points in morph, so looks pretty healthy to me. But 11 is still keeping up the chase. Jacroy trying to find any escape route. We've got Tiny TPing in as well. Nice juke into the tree line. Here comes the Ember as well. Maybe a turnaround potential. Hakishka's dropping very low. Jacroy, wave from away. They're going to toss the Primal Beast in the air as well. His trample didn't do enough. And they're able to keep Jacroy alive with this 3-man rotation towards the bottom lane, leading into a kill. And now in the top lane, Lycan being hunted by Womi, who pops the Dark Ascension. And there's Primal Beast taping to the top lane, but Womi will secure the kill.
Okay, Lilgun are falling apart a little bit here in the early game. You talked about the timing of spawn. These heroes, they have their biggest timing when they're gonna crush people, like Ace is being crushed right now, but they can consistently spam their spells and fight until that point does come. The only time that they maybe should be a little bit hesitant about fighting is daytime, but even then, with constant pokes and the glimpse or two, they can get a couple of kills. So the only timing I can think about is the tiny blink, but even before that, we can see that Spawn is doing really well for themselves.
Things are looking pretty well, but back to the original situation with Spawn team. You think they're still on timer or on par with their timer or their window?
Yep, Spawn is. They're quite happy.
Or are they ahead even?
They are. They're most definitely ahead. They're doing everything they need to do, and with the overdives from Lilgun and TPs of the Primal Beast just moving around the map and not being able to accomplish anything, you can see that Lilgun are kind of feeling unpleasant in the game currently.
Looking at the net worth as well, you can see that there's definitely a lead going in the way of Spawn team. And how much can they capitalize off of it is going to be the big question that actually defines what is Spawn's success going to be looking like. But this is definitely a great start. You're already doing great for the first 10 minutes of the game. Ember, though, is being pressured. Pota looks to be quite alright. Kishka. Looks like Kishka did not have a stun available. It was still on cooldown for another 5 seconds, so easy escape for the Ember. Meanwhile, oh, it is a Disruptor in trouble, but he's also able to get the Primal Beast away. However, this concussion bolt will finish off Travis's life. That will be the second kill for Lilgun. They need to get more out of this Primal Beast. They honestly, they need to get so much more out of this Primal Beast. I feel like Ikigai is playing so far behind compared to what the Primal Beast potential could be.
He is trying. He's going left and right on the map. He really wants to be part of the fights. And again the Lycan.
Womi.
This time, it's not him in trouble.
It's a turnaround. Acorn Seed does some reasonable damage. Ooh, nice crits there on the 0 armor Tiny. Slows coming out from Ace. It connects on the Night Stalker instead of Pota 2 coming in from the side as well. They got the silence on the Ember. Pulverize coming out as well. Womi will already fall. Morphling coming in to take the quick kill on the Skywrath. Ember jumping back and forth. And Ikigai looking for the charge, but oh, he reads it wrong. But he couldn't also go under the tower because of the lull with the Tiny ready to reinitiate. So that could have actually been horrific for the Primal Beast if he did go under the tower. So that ends up being it's just a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, but the big difference in strength now is seen when the Lycan does get his Helm of the Dom and is level 6. Last time around, the Night Stalker just popped his ulti and beat him up. This time around, Lycan stands his ground with a shapeshift. He sends back the Night Stalker, and in the end, they do get a connection on him to finish him off. So this is the big item that you're always looking for as the Lycan, and it really does make a change.
Yeah, 4-2-3. I like the idea of just having the Dominator. Like, I would not go Overlord because of the Night Stalker in this game. And talking about the Night Stalker, he's definitely in a world of hurt. Ikigai and Ace finally finding some success here. Primal Beast would like to snowball a bit harder, though. But it is a start. Like you said, he is trying. He is trying.
Yeah, 4-3 isn't gonna be going for a Overlord. You go for the Wraith back here, and he does have it queued up right now. Croy is in trouble. He knows. Look at him. He's playing on 1,000 HP. Usually it would be much lower on the Morphling, but you understand the dangers of the Nyx.
Yeah. Rip 3. Well, Rip Primal Beast. Dota 2 finding a kill, finding maybe a second kill following the Skywrath. He does have Silence coming off cooldown. Denies the rune. Silence and Prison both kind of stacked on top of each other. So Pota 2 doesn't look like he might die. 11, wait a minute, 11 does actually drop a big hammer. Carapace done! And there's another slate. The Prison comes out again. Delul trying to come in for the back, looking for a kill, gets silenced up, walks in maybe to his death. And here comes Shapeshifted, 4-2-3 to the rescue. And then we're clean house. Womi can't go in anymore. Delul down to 70 HP, 4-2-3. Actually, Kishka with the double kill. Just squeezes those little pincers in between and yoinks it away from the Lycan.
Yep, but still, that's a nice rotation from 4-3. While this was happening, Ikigai does defend the tower in the top lane, does not allow Jacroy to go forward with that one, and now you start opening up the map. The Lycan, he wasn't on the bottom lane, he wasn't pushing anything in this game, but now, with him taking this tower down, he will be able to overtake the bottom part of the map, which is pretty much where the Lycan does love to play.
Meanwhile, Kishka, he's hunting Jacroy again. Oh, he's able to take it! Vendetta into stun, and that was actually a 700 max HP Morphling. So, that was a purely calculated kill right there. You look at the damage that he deals, that could have been Morphling surviving with maybe like 10, 20, 30 HP and just getting a morph off, but Kishka makes no mistakes with his Matt's head. Meanwhile, Spawn coming for the bottom action rune. Not going to be there. It's a region on the top half. Got a Disruptor ulti. Nicely choke pointing and being kind of a zoning ult here. Kishka gets to live a bit longer. They will finish off the low.
That was a beautiful usage of the Onslaught from Ikigai. Just going through the kinetic field before it forms and making sure that your backline is okay. If he was not on the high ground there, you lose the next assassin and you probably get out scot-free. So Ikigai, finally, we're going to be seeing some nice impact from this Primal Beast, despite him having a pretty bad game.
Big potential, and now smoking up as well. They've got Sky ulti ready. Looking to put maybe some more aggressive vision. They have two Ops wards, one on Ace, one on Kishka. We'll find Womi farming in the jungle and actually spotted and even grieved by the Wildwing Ripper. Ace gets pushed onto the high ground as well. Pota 2 can't get to him. Carapace stun will slow them down for a little bit, but Womi being dead. Pota 2 fighting back. We've got Travins in from the side as well, but this is not looking too good for Lilgun anymore. Dust up on Kishka, surviving with 17 HP for a little bit longer, and they will glimpse back the Primal Beast. He turns around and he will punish Travins for what he did, and 4-2-3 moving in as well. Meanwhile, Kishka, he's finding himself an opportunity to still keep escaping. With that Blink Dagger, he needs to dodge this one. Oh, the Carapace stun, Impale, Blink coming off cooldown in 2. Kishka just needs a little bit more. Pota 2 does not have another Remnant, and Kishka is out of there.
Oh man, even the space now created is gonna be feeling bad. He even had vision there, Pota 2, of the next assassin, and still can't get the kill. Just working out amazingly for Lilgun over and over.
And here we go into the Ember Spirit with a stun from the next assassin. This time Kishka should die, and he does, and that's a dominating streak straight for Pota 2. And now, well, now we see the complete opposite of what happened half a minute ago. Kishka, brilliant escape, juking around, getting himself to safety. Now when he's got friends around him, the social pressure gets up to him. Peer pressure, sometimes the downfall of many. The slow comes down on Womi. Beautiful charge from Ikigai. And will get a lot of damage out. He's down to 500. Needs to survive a bit longer. He's pumping those bottle charges, but he's inside a Static Storm at the same time. 4-2-3 down to 400. Here comes 11. They want to focus the Ember Spirit with that silence still up. He's got one Remnant, but he's out of mana. Can he get any kills? The Chains comes out as well. Lycan trying to outreach, and not going to be enough. Ikigai with another onslaught into Womi. Will be able to take him down. There's a buyback coming in from the Ember Spirit, though, and they need to get out. Otherwise, Ember's going to kill everybody. He will take down the sky. Kiska fighting back on these two. They've been battling it out already a couple of times before and using the weapons of Disruptor against him. And this Travin's going to live with 27 HP. Yes, he will. Nyx down, and a heavy price to pay for Lilgun. That's a good buyback from the Ember Spirit, right on time.
An amazing one. Oh man, that play from the Nyx, which looked amazing, him stunning both the Ember and the Disruptor, actually cost him a kill in the Disruptor because he took too much time to get towards the Disruptor and hit him. The Tiny came there in time. The Ember Spirit in itself wouldn't have stopped him from getting the last hit out,
Yep.
but the Tiny coming in time did. So, you know, usually would have been a great play in this particular instance. It just didn't work out too well for him. But
Exactly.
Lilgun, they are still dying on the offensive. So it's not like Spawn can get anything done out of that one. But what they can do is get those BKBs, which will allow them to go for more objectives.
Yeah, that's a pretty big difference maker there as well, that he was Tiny was able to get the avalanche in between like mid-attack animation, which would have definitely killed off the Disruptor. We've seen some back and forth movement. Jacroy has been found, and he has the Lincolns as well. Kiska, still the perfect target to go on it. Mystic Flare on top. You can't see the animation, but he's definitely there and definitely dead. Straight into a tier 1 tower. Love to see it. Get a kill, get an objective, maybe even Roshan. Is this too optimistic, or is it totally in the playbook? Let's see what Spawn can do as Roshan is being started. Ikigai charging in. Disruptor ulti is gonna be there to buy some time for this roster of Spawn to set themselves up, but it's only a zoning ulti that doesn't actually allow them to fight because they don't have the stuns for it. It's just the avalanche. Glimpse comes out and the prison save. They're looking around here with Lilgun going back in and back out from the Roche pit, but now that they've used the shapeshift, I feel like Spawn was in the right place at the right time. Not losing any heroes and not losing Roshan.
But they did force out the Night Stalker ulti. I think that was the main goal from the side of Lilgun, to make sure that that is down, because the ult doesn't have to blink just yet. Oh, yeah, they have to. They have to. Only 30 seconds of night left.
They are kind of blind on vision. They can't see on the other side what's going on. Kiska also walks into Womi, so smoke is popped on one of the heroes. Morphling also moves to safety. And now these wolves are going to be scouting for any potential information. Not just the wolves, there's a lot of skeletons here as well. Rallied together. Lilgun 11 really wants this Roche.
With the OD, it is quite easy. Now it's daytime, so Night Stalker is not a hero currently. There's nothing you can do about it.
3,500 left. That's already down to half. And Spawn, if you look at the minimap, they're too far away. They have to let this one go. That will be first Roshan, first Aegis for Lilgun.
And Womi is being hunted as well by the two supports. They do so much damage, and it would be ideal for them to kill him right now.
Perfect. Perfect as well. Womi wasn't expecting them to find him that fast, but hey, it's a Nyx Assassin game. Gotta be on your toes.
And look at the ward that the Nyx left there. He understands that the sentries have to be used in broader areas in the jungle so that the cores of Spawn can farm. So they're most likely not going to be checking those lanes. And then even when the lane is out pushed, you might be able to find someone in the back lines.
That's a good point. That is a good ward. The ideology, basically understanding what Spawn want to do against this hero.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
What can we get here? Blink Dagger's ready on Kiska to go straight to Travis. And again, that's probably the 5th time already. Carapace into Glimpse, the new Glimpse rework, really ends up biting the Disruptor instead.
Yep, he's like, oh, this spell is buffed. Well, not if you're playing against the Nexus Assassin.
Exactly.
Plus, Kishka has had a perfect game. I have to say he has done everything right in this one. His positioning, his understanding where to go, the way he warded, the way he moved around the sentries was all on point. This is something that not all Nyx players are able to do, though. Maybe we can put it at Spawn not really being the most experienced of teams, but I have to say their sentry placements are quite decent. It's actually Kishka playing really well around them.
Also looking at item timing, we see there's a BKB on the Night Stalker, Ember, only a couple hundred gold short. They should really finish these items off before forcing out a fight, but Kishka's already found the Morphling, so let's see if Ikigai, yep, he moves instantly towards the top as he flares out the wave, and that is going to be a very dead Morphling. Try and buy some time, but there's just too many heroes to deal with, and he also waveformed himself. So actually does get the trample off, and he might just live. Delul goes in for the toss play. They take down Ace, and it's not a dead Jacroy. It's a very alive Morphling. Strength morph just before TPing out was the trick. Now they've got the OD. BKB's popped on Primal and on the Night Stalker. Looks like they're just happy with the trade-off here. Dark Ascension is still running. The vision advantage to Lilgun. Oh, look at that. They're like, there's a ward here. Where is it, though? It's the same ward that killed the Night Stalker before. It's going to lead into the death of Travens. Pota 2 fighting in the backline. Jacroy coming in as well, but Kiska's there. And look at the hammer fall right on top of the Morphling. There's still the Aegis up as well on this OD, so it's a very desperate battle in the end. The uproar a bit late there from Ikigai, looking for the charge on Pota 2. We'll get the connection, and here comes 11 to finish off the job, and Spawn will lose 4.
11 there didn't have to lose the Aegis, though. He cancelled out the Pulverize with the Astral Imprisonment, but in the end it doesn't really matter that much. You got the fight one going your way. You lost pretty much nothing other than the Aegis. The Nyx Assassin is a hero that you always kind of want to dangle up there for him to be the first one to die, and then you can turn things around once he does. So I'm thinking Lilgun are gonna be very, very happy with the development of those fights, and every single time I think the main issue for Spawn is that they're not killing the Wraith Pact. This Morphling needs to get it down, and for that he needs a BKB.
Oh, me Night Stalker, this support duo is just too much to deal with. I mean, like you said, Kishka's been playing a perfect game. It looks so good. It looks so much fun watching him play this Nyx Assassin, because it feels like he's always there, a constant threat on the map.
Yeah, and now the Disruptor is gonna start being very poor, which puts Nyx Assassin at a pretty big advantage. Looking at them, they only have one more sentry left in the shop, and the Disruptor, he's struggling to get his first item out, so that means that Kishka, his ability to move around the map is gonna be even easier right now.
He's been building that Force Staff for 12 minutes now, if I've seen correct, as he's still got that recipe. He's always so close to getting it. And the fight breaks loose, and he doesn't. But at least Spawn, they did get the items they wanted for that last team fight. Ember with the BKB. Jacroy also got in some good damage, but it's just too soft. Massive hammer drop again from the OD. Just evaporated this Morphling. Sent him to outer space.
Yeah, I would have preferred the Manta, the BKB on the Morphling. He probably feels like he needs the Manta as well.
This man, absolute madman. He's gonna be found. And again, it comes to the stun. Travens, does he have any backup? No, he does not. There's just way too many heroes. I was getting excited. I was getting excited because he was juking around here in the trees. And he's got like 4 enemies in this area. I was like, guys, I found them.
He overestimated himself. 11 is usually there to save him from that kind of a glimpse where he breaks the smoke or reveals the enemy positioning.
He disguised himself as a Radiant spy, but got caught. And that's another spy who's been caught behind enemy lines. It is 11 on the OD. Wolmy and the lull take him down. No secret agents here.
They drop the Static Storm. They value it less than a Dark Ascension, and it definitely is that way. If he gets the Astral off and he blinks away, there is a good chance that you have to pop the Dark Ascension, and you don't want that to happen. That's why he just dropped the ulti.
Yeah, they're kind of... It does, for some, maybe look like a desperation ult. Like, oh, they're just ulting Grab this guy. They've actually located themselves with the shapeshift coming out. Ikigai with a beautiful charge. Again, Womi just disappears. Pota 2 fighting off Ace at the backline. The lull, though, already down. And Ace lives, and the BKB duration runs out from Pota 2. Trample will stun him up into Kishka. That Ember just cannot take any damage.
That was beautifully done from Kishka. He waited for the Sleight of Fist to connect on him while the Ember was using it, and then right immediately after he used the Spike Carapace. So when the Ember lands, the Flame Guard immediately stuns him.
Yep.
That's just beautifully done. If he used it preemptively, then the Sleight of Fist
too.
would have connected and the Ember would have been getting out.
Yeah, that as well. And Ikigai, he was loading up the trample. Got that long duration stun combined with the Carapace. Followed up with an Impale. Hero's gone. So is this tier 3 tower. They're gonna look for a fight though. Womi off this Dark Ascension. Kishka, he's in the front line again. 5 seconds for Carapace, 2 seconds for Vendetta, but this is Sentry. He is able to get out for the time being, but a big amount of BKBs being used as well. Jikroy is in panic mode. Ikigai will grab him with a Pulverizer, jumping on Womi in the backline. This Night Stalker, his biggest threat is going in, but they don't care. They will force him away. Primal Beast being saved as the Disruptor ulti is there. Tiny also walks in, gets Carapace stunned as well. Ikigai to follow him up. Disruptor slowly getting killed. That's one gone. That's double for 11. Maybe the triple. Yes, he will, with the Prison killing the Disruptor. And there's no longer ultis or BKBs. The Shapeshift is still in fresh duration as well. 4-2-3, full capability. The lull walking in, getting stunned up. Done stun from Kishka, and they're all getting controlled. They will look for the Lycan kill and find something on their side. Nyx Assassin's TP getting cancelled as well. 11 in trouble. 11 going down as well. Jikroy with a double kill on 2 big cores, and he wants Kishka as well. The nuisance, the Nyx Assassin, he gets avoided by Womi.
Oh, this would have been somewhat acceptable from spawn if the Roche does spawn immediately, but no, it's gonna be a very late respawn, which means that Lilgun will be able to regroup and get that one all in time to push mid lane again while there's no glyph. So overall spawn they do hold, but they've lost so much, and Kishka is just continuing to impress in these fights. That stun was so amazing. In the end, it doesn't change the outcome of the fight completely, but it still just goes to show how focused he is.
Indeed, and this is kind of a rough situation still for Spawn, even if they get all these big core kills. Morphling definitely gets a big punch and a good push forward. But this has been the theme for today. All these late game carries just haven't either packed the punch or the durability, or then they're super durable and just can't kill anything. Jikroy at least is playing a hero that can do both. So what would you... Are you happy with the build he's going with the Scotty into BKB? Would you like
yes.
a Daedalus Butterfly Axel item?
No, you do enough physical damage as it is. Maybe you could go for a Daedalus BKB. Maybe that would be better. You know, but he probably feels like he needs a little bit more in terms of stats. So yeah, I'm fine. It is really good on the hero, the Scotty.
Let's see what Lilgun can do here with this smoke already inside the enemy triangle. Jikroy gonna be found. Lincoln's popped and the stuns come out, but they're also stacking a lot of spells, so that Prison's gonna be there, but they also pop themselves into the fight. You're gonna charge another onslaught from Ikigai. The BKB and Womi allowing him to fight, but 4-2-3 shredding through the Night Stalker. They also got the Pulverize connected on Jikroy. Big Hammer dropping as well, but they got a 3-man avalanche, but that doesn't really lead into anything. It's just throwing spells, but they don't have an effect. Another Dark Ascension from Womi, battling it out with 4-2-3 and instantly losing the one-on-one, forcing him out, leaving Jikroy pretty much all alone. And when Tiny jumps in for the stun, he also dies with it.
Jikroy can't attack without the BKB. He needs the BKB more than anything. The Scotty, I think, is in itself isn't gonna change that. It's great to have a stats item to go with your Manta style. But until you get that BKB, you'll never get a chance to attack. A couple of attacks from the OD and the hammer dropping, it's gonna kill you. And he's aware of it over and over again. Once his Manta is used, Lincoln's popped, he just has to run away.
Soon we got a Hex and a Refresher coming up on the OD, and this is gonna make fights so difficult. for the cores on Spawn's side. You're getting hexed up. One guy's getting prisoned. Another guy's getting prisoned. Low cooldowns. Then you might even pop another refresher. You might get even more control. So these BKBs, which Morphling doesn't have yet, he's almost got the Scotty. Like, pretty much already has the money for it. Just still needs to send a courier forward or go grab it by himself. He doesn't have the control, which is kind of required.
That would be a very dangerous mission for a courier to go for a point booster right now. They still have that nice ward around the Roche pit, so Spawn are gonna know that this is happening.
Yeah, but look at the speed.
Yeah, they can't do anything. And even if it wasn't so fast, without the Dark Ascension, there is no fight.
There falls Roshan, and inside the triangle, they've already got the fight to break loose. Kishka controlling Jacroy. Lincoln's has been popped and surrounded. Here comes Ikigai. Pulverizes there. He's got the strength morph out, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do any good for him. 11 already finished him off. Womi with the Dark Ascension, trying to save Poda 2. He gets prisoned up, and Poda 2 still in the middle, looking for a bit of damage, but these BKBs are just being used to disengage, and Lilgun are sitting on top of the mountaintop, a horde of happiness, because they can do whatever they want when they initiate. Spawn can't retaliate.
Yeah, the idea here from Spawn is to catch Lilgun when they were climbing up the high ground. We can't fight the Roche, but we're gonna fight right after it when Lilgun are not in a good position and all clumped up. But again, Morphling cannot fight. You pop the BKBs, you run into him, and he has to run away, not even capable of doing that in this particular instance.
Jacroy was just from one stun to another stun to another stun, and even if you've got that strength morph running, OD still drops a massive amount of damage on top of this Morphling with those arcane orbs. And they found Womi at the bottom lane. Kishka able to, well, not able to cancel the teleport off of Womi. Oh. So he's gonna be going back home. And that Dark Ascension cooldown, still 60 seconds. Lol, they found OD all by himself. Oh, he tossed the creep instead. Oh.
Who found who?
Who found who, indeed. They do trap the wolf inside the cage. Another prison from 11. He's got 2 more. Just spam it down, but it's actually the Lol being able to get away. That was a saving prison from Jacroy, and he might just drop another. Nah, no chance. Mystic Flare on top. Glimpse. This time it's on the Primal Beast and not the Nyx Assassin. Kishka wanting to throw in some stuns. There's the Aghanim's from the Primal Beast. It's a decent amount of damage. Hammer dropped by 11. Does a lot of damage to start things off with. BKB still available on the front line. He's prisoning people, trying to keep them away. Poda 2 with that BKB trying to finish off Ace. He can't even kill a Sky. They're going to glimpse off the OT, trying to get that Aegis, but 150 HP is all that divides him from life and death.
Oh man, Spawn are still holding. The Lilgun heroes are a little bit too low to continue, but they're going for a fake back. Spawn, for now, they're not.
Oh, there we go. There's the Mystic Flare on top as well, and Jacroy's just gone 70 seconds without your carry. That might just be it. Game is hard. Game is hard.
Vomi jumped in to take half of the damage from the Mystic Flare, but then once the Primal Beast starts charging in, he pops the BKB, so all of the damage goes into the Morphling and he just dies instantly.
Yeah. It's kind of like you were helping, but in the end, were you really? Baited your own friend to die. In this case, probably not a bait. Looks like he was dead anyway. Mid-Rax taken on top of a tiny kill. Tiny and Morphling both going to be respawning in 30 seconds.
Oh, so when you get a shard on the OD, then the glimpse does go through. Okay.
Oh yeah, because you have a model to move. True, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but that's an interesting interaction. So without, no problemo, but with, you gotta find a way out of there.
I guess it's fine for them. Considering they all have BKBs, they'll be able to drop them, and there isn't really much issue with that one. Next Assassin might be a bit mad about that one, though.
Well, let's see. They found a lone Ikigai Primal Beast and also Kishka. This is an important kill for Spawn, and they need to make it happen right now when they're still converging towards them. There's the Nyx Assassin dead. Womi charging in with the Dark Ascension. They need to get Ikigai. That could be a secondary kill for Spawn, and they will take it. And now it's a 5 versus 3. There's a Disruptor holding Odie in place, and maybe even isolating him completely out of the fight. He's down 100 HP. Meanwhile, they're going for the Skywrath Maze. Ace, his TP gets cancelled. Nowhere to go. Now comes a Shapeshift as well from 423. Travis Eve's already bought back into the fight as well. 11, is he going to TP away? Yes, he will. There's no cancel for it. 423 with a Shapeshift. He's still got a BKB available. Has to get it, and he will. The lull, unable to throw the toss because he had no mana for it. If only he had mana for a toss before the avalanche duration ran out, it could have maybe provide them with a possibility to kill him and then pop the BKB. But BKBs and runs away, and Tiny's just sitting there like a you know, simple fella. Huh?
Like a rock.
Like a rock.
Yeah, they are, they're trying to go for more, but Lilgun understands this. They understand that they're sitting ducks currently, so they'll just go back and wait for their heroes to come back. Actually, I can't believe that these wards in the base of Spawn are still there. Look at the sentries. Look at the sentries there. They're not gonna be touching them, and this is something that just loses you the fight. The next assassin comes close, he gets a multiple man stun because of those wards, and you just lose the game. So I really want Spawn to get those wards down so they don't lose the game in the most dumb way possible.
Yeah, it's like you're right in between. Right in between these wards. Well, calculated, I guess.
Yep.
They see Womi's positioning. They see the Morphling's positioning. They know that they're next to the triangle. Even if Spawn is playing under their own vision, they don't know that they've also been spotted. Let's see if Lilgun can force them under theirs. They just need to get them from the low ground. Sorry, from the high ground to in front of their base. Do they let go of the superior position? 11 goes in. Ember Spirit gone already with an instant hammer dropped on top of him. Another on the run. BKB from Ikigai as well as he's trying to control the back. They're trying to fight in the back lines as well. Morphling dropping low down to 900. He's trying to fight, but he's not broken right now and really heavily taking punishment. Not able to get out, and Disruptor gets one shot by the Lycan. Now at the same time, Ikigai still controlling the Tiny. Tiny about to fall. He's got a 4-step to go to the high ground. He's got a Blink Dagger available as well. Should be able to run away, but the uproar is going to be cancelling it. Kishka hunting him on the high ground, but the next assassin unable to get the kill, and they might just get himself a third. Two-man stun even, and now the Morphling joins in on the fun, and Jacroy will trample down the Nyx assassin, and it is a defense victory. For Spawn, it does come at the cost of Potatu's buyback, though.
Lilgun wanted to end it there and then, and they jumped onto a position where Spawn had perfect vision. Also Spawn, they had a buyback on the Timber, so that first kill mattered not. So I have to say this is a move that Lilgun didn't have to make. They could have just went towards the bottom lane, forced Spawn to come there, then you will go into the triangle, you set it up the way you like, and then you have all the vision and all the means to continue playing. But they wanted to end it immediately, and it's gonna come to bite them, given more time for the Morphling, and now he does have the BKB. So finally things change because Morphling can stand his ground and attack.
And that's a fresh 9-second BKB in a 40-minute game, and now working towards the Daedalus. So he did listen to my old friend Harry here with a good suggestion for him. And I was like, yeah, that makes actually a lot of sense. So we're going to see the BKB Daedalus build up if he sticks to that plan. Morphling now can survive the fights. Now he just needs to kill them all.
He already does a massive amount of damage. The second you see the BKB on the OD, you need to use your BKB, waveform to him, and rip him apart. That is gonna be the goal of the Morphling.
Yep.
The next assassin you cannot kill because he has a Ghost Scepter, and he can assemble the Aeon Disc as well fairly soon. But the OD, he's a goner.
It's definitely the win condition here. Lilgun, they're positioning themselves defensively on the other side of the river. Kishka does get the Carapace off at the same time, but the Mystic Flare is going to be dropping as well. They're going to raid back in the middle, and he's going to be taking some of the damage away, but he's got to still stay alive. Jacroy, he's hunting for heroes, and Ikigai keeping his eyes open for the Morphling. Going to go for the waveform forward. Looking for the OD. OD is going to be dropping. Lilgun's going to be losing two of their heroes already into the tree line. Potato, he can't die. He's on a buyback right now. Going to get silenced up and pulverized at the same time, but Womi is going to be there with the cancel with the void, and now coming Jacroy as well with the adaptive. strike, and Ikigai, he's going to be falling as well, and he will, and the Ember Spirit, that's a dieback. Ace able to snipe him out of the way, but that's already 3 heroes gone, and that's going to be number 4 with the dust throne as well, and your Sky is gone. Her feathers, or his feathers, they are ripped apart, and this Roshan will be the first for Spawn.
That was a good start to the fight for Lilgun. The spike carapace was used, but for some reason, the OD didn't want to astral his next assassin. He wanted to keep himself safe, but that in the end just made sure that Army Geniuses, they were still going to be using the Dark Ascension and seeing him clearly. He could have saved the Nyx for another 4 seconds. If the Nyx blinks out, then you have to decide, do we finish off the Nyx or do we go for the OD? And the fight might be different. So Womi hesitating there for a second. Sorry, not Vomi. 11 hesitating there for a second, loses the fight for Lilgun. Not sure how different it would have been anyways, but now it's actually a disaster. You lost everyone, and you also lose the Roche.
Big win condition now available for Spawn, and let's look at the graphs. This has been a comeback from 2%, and this game is now 68-32, so that's a pretty sizable advantage Spawn hasn't been able to gain for themselves. And holding on to this game. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
It's actually in a really good position for Spawn, but the thing that they should be most afraid of is the refresher from 11. A double BKB, a double Hex means one of your heroes on the side of Spawn is dead. You need... Okay, it's good that they have the Basher on the Night Stalker. He really needs to prevent this OD from crushing one hero that he jumps on.
3-man smoke from the side of Spawn as they cross their own jungle, make their way towards the dire side of the map. They're down only by a lane of Rax. If this was 2 lanes of Rax, it would be really difficult for them to push out with these heroes, since it mostly does seem to be just the Ember and the Morph on the move. But with only mid-Rax down, probably the worst lane that you can actually cut out of the way, because it's the easiest one to defend. Spawn still has a lot of mobility on the map. They're going to be taking a tier 2 from the bottom lane. They already took the tier 1. They are kind of spread around the map, but at least they're getting a lot of information about where is Lilgun.
They got a tower. Morphling is connecting. Kishka is a bit too deep right now.
This is the part where Nyx Assassin got jumped the last time.
It's tension all around right now. The most obvious place to fight for Spawn is in the mid lane. They don't want to be crossing over to the enemy big jungle, but they want to fight in the mid lane if they find an opening.
They're going in. There's the trample. They got the Linken's pop as well, but he's force snapped away from the Mystic Flare. Warming in the middle. He hasn't had good luck alone, but now he's got some backup. Jikroy charging in, trying to take down the OD. OD down at half HP. Got the Prison coming out as well. Ember just jumping back and forth with the Refresher being popped as well. You got the Pulverize onto the Disruptor. Static Storm still available. Needs to get it out. Will be able to. It's on top of the Lycan. And now onto the back line as well. They're going to be looking for 11. 11 is going low now. They will take down the OD. They finally able to. Lycan also charging straight onto Pota 2. Ember being forced away. And Ikigai in the middle. Ace also bought back into the fight. Kishka, they got the stuns onto the Morphling, but Morphling this time has a round 2 available. Still at 1,000 HP, able to move away. They will be able to catch the Tiny and make Spawn pay as Lilgun, despite all the odds and the last 2 team fights we've seen, they score a victory.
The OD surviving for so long is the big thing. He didn't use the BKB to save anyone else other than himself, and the second it expired, he got the Astral off. That is the thing. They got the Night Stalker away from him by killing him, and then the Crippling Fear wasn't there any longer. You Astral yourself twice, you create so much space, and it gives the time for Lilgun to clean up, and for the Lycan and the Primal Beast, mainly the Primal Beast, to do massive amounts of damage.
Oh, this is going to be so tight. Kishka actually finds the Morphling, pops up the link, and here comes Ikigai, but he gets caught inside the edge of the wall. Carapace being popped as well by the Morphling and gets stunned by the Carapace of the Nyx Assassin. So they're trading abilities back and forth. Jikroy completely out of mana as well. Has to go back to the fountain. Meanwhile, top lane, tier 3 gone. Melee Rax being focused. There's a buyback on the Night Stalker, but it's going to be a difficult one to actually use it here. We'll look for Kishka. Jacroy. Travis is already down. Ikigai charges him down. Jacroy trying to hold his ground. 40 seconds for his Aegis. And all they want to do, slow down the Morphling. Might as well just kill him here. He's going to be gone for a bit. This allows us to disengage. Like with the BKB. Teleport away. And everyone else is gone. They took the lane of Rax and they did some damage to these tier 4 towers.
Lilgun, they overextended once, they're not going to be doing it again. They jumped into enemy territory, fought a little bit more than they should have, and one time they got burned. If they would get burned one more time, it might just cost them the game, so they don't want to allow that to happen. They'll get themselves out, be happy with the one lane of Rax, and live to fight another day. Now, Pawn, last time around, they had the Aegis, they had the cheese, and they fought at a place that you're comfortable fighting. This time around, they're gonna have only the cheese, and they will not be fighting in a place comfortable for them, because Lilgun, with 2 lanes of Rax being taken, they can set up the fight any way they like.
Night Stalker would like to get that AC as well. That could amplify even more damage for this Morphling, who does have the Daedalus. Morphling right-clicking for 500 damage currently, with 88 points in Strength Morph. They are finding a hero in the bottom lane. It's actually Womi, but Womi does get saved by a double force snap. Kishka getting caught, but this Nyx Assassin is left for dead. That's an A on disc, and that will also pop. That's a 100-second cooldown, and he's all by himself. Kishka down, Ace to follow. Waveform right next to him. Jacroy is going to be there, and they're just finding kills one by one. They're going to be taking down Womi. Womi coming over the buy, but Kishka's also going to return into the fight. Static Storm on top of the Lycan. 11 looking for the saves. He's still got 2 prisons available. He has X available. The damage is insane on 4-2-3, and Jacroy is able to take him down. Morphling going with a double kill for himself, and Ikigai, he's in trouble now as well. They're just dying one by one and forcing them away. The Primal Beast trying to find an escape route. Jacroy with the Nyx Assassin form stuns him down, and Womi to get the kill. Kishka is out of there. The OG survives by teleporting home. This was a chain feed that allowed Spawn, again, a fantastic opportunity to bounce back in.
It started off with the supports going onto that Night Stalker. The thing is, you were able to kill him over and over again in this game, but he has gotten so tanky at this point, and 4 staffs are there. There are ways to save him now. So with Womi surviving there right off the bat and you losing 2 supports, Lilgun, they still decided to turn things around. In the end, the only thing they got out of that fight was a Womi buyback, but that's about it. Still, it might be something that you look to go for.
Economy slowly coming to an equalizer. Man, this win probability graph doesn't even know what to decide. From 2% to 41%, back to 14%, and now we're somewhere plus 30. Starting to feel like our hearts are also feeling something similar.
Jacroy has gotten to a point where he's so strong. He has the double waveform charge, he has the waveform attacks, plus he has a Daedalus. He goes through someone, gets a couple of crits there, and he can just delete heroes. When you look at the heroes of Lilgun, they don't have that much armor. Sure, Lycan with the Assault Cuirass helps a bit, but it's not enough. Your heroes die very easily to this Morphling.
They're on the hunt here, actually. Kishka did end up seeing Womi, but does Womi know? He's going to jump on the Lycan. Lycan is already popping his BKB, trying to get away with the waveforms. Not going to be too much for the Glimmer. Cape save! He's going to be able to get out for the time being. Pota 2 has the BKB to prevent 11 from slowing him down. Lycan still on the run. Pota 2 trying to get the kill on Ace, but not going to happen. Hex comes through, and Ember in trouble. Just going to get right-clicked down to the ground. Another fight on the sideline. Kishka buying time. He is evading them for as long as he can. But at the end, he will fall, making it a 2-for-1 trade for Lilgun.
They got baited into thinking they can kill Womi first in that fight. But the second he popped the ulti, it was known that Lilgun are not going to be having a great time. In the end, though, ending the fight in a 1-for-2 in favor of Lilgun, they should be very happy. Morphling was quite unfortunate with the crits there. He got like 3 or 4 hits into the Lycan. If any of those would have been a crit, he just would have instantly died.
50-minute game. Are we going to see the last tier of neutrals, Harry?
I think not. I think the next Roche probably ends the game. on whichever side. If Spawn barely win the fight around the Roche and take the Roche for themselves, like 2 of their heroes survive and 1 on Lilgun, then we can see 60-minute items. If it is a decisive fight in the Roche pit on either side, it's gonna be the end of it.
Let's see if that is the case. Can Lilgun finally close it out, or have they let Spawn too far back into the game? Comes down to initiation. Womi in the front. Dark Ascension Stone cooldown for 20 seconds. Smokes are popping. More waveform in. At the same time, they're going to be targeting the Night Stalker, and he's going to go down. The hammer's going to be dropped down low. Also have the A on this. Popping. OD, Refresher, BKB up as well. Can they take him down? No, they can't. Morphling's going to fall. And he's down. He does have a buyback 11. Unable to get the prison out on time, but the lull's going to be there. Morphling bought back. This is the fight. This is the fight. Spawn need to hold their ground. Ikigai, he's onslaughting on the walls of his own cell. And Jacroy will take down Ikigai. But this is it. Smoke up. There's a DD rune. There's a Roshan. Just spawned freshly. Lilgun, they need to fight this back. This is going to be super intense. Pota 2. Kishka actually goes for the DD rune. He wants to take it away. He's going to be able to. That's going to be huge. It won't be going into the arms of the Morphling, but instead into the arms of this Nyx Assassin, if you can even call those arms. But it doesn't matter, because they will be taking him down, and into the Roche pit they go. And Roshan, he is going to be greeted by some very angry travelers of Spawn. Lilgun coming with the buyback. It's going to be 4 versus 4. No Night Stalker, no Nyx Assassin. Roche about to fall, 3,000 HP. And Lilgun's not going to be contesting it on time. They let this one slide. And Travis just got himself an Aghanim's buff. There's a Refresher shard forgotten in the pit.
Who needs that one?
It's not the usual cheese or ages this time. Like, who needs the shard, eh?
Oh. The Lil comes back. You know always who thinks ahead. Who are the smart guys, the supports. Yeah. But Nyx Assassin pretty much he threw the win there. I'm not gonna say that they're gonna lose from that one, but with him dying, Lilgun, they lost the Roche. If they had gotten the Roche, it probably would have been an easy way for them to end the game. With this one, Spawn, they'll give themselves even more time, and they're even ahead. The only thing that is going good for Lilgun right now is that the lanes are being pushed in. So you need to capitalize on that. You need the vision. If it's a 5 versus 5 right now, a direct one, you're not going to be in a good position if you're Lilgun.
I'm pretty sure they're not even happy with how far this game is actually extended to.
For sure.
Did not want to be in this position to start things off with. Now we have one of the better AoE ults available. Travens with the Aghanims.
Refresher on the Ember.
Super crucial. If he gets an ulti and a field on top of the OD, there's no escape for him. No refreshers, no BKBs. Anyone who gets caught is just dead. But they want the OD in it.
Yeah, you want the OD. Or at least you want the Night Stalker sitting on the OD while you're killing someone else. It's not hard for Spawn. It's not hard for Spawn to make something happen. Also, with the Disruptor having the blink, he can really follow the Night Stalker anywhere.
What a comeback this would be if Spawn was able to close it out in the end. They're teleporting to the outpost. Dark Ascension, this has been heard. Kishka, he's TPing in. He's giving information. And trying to get away. Shapeshift away. They're already preemptively ready for this one. They found themselves the Nyx Assassin, who has no tools of getting out of this one. They will catch one. Disruptor, no ulti for 60. Womi goes in with the BKB. He gets a pistol plated. Quick poke from the OD. Maybe a bit of a taunting right click in the end. Now Pota goes in with his own BKB. He gets a chains onto 11. 11 does get the prison on himself. He's got another one available. Jacroy trying to look for the stun. Gets silenced up by Skyra, but it doesn't matter. They're still going to get him. They took down the OD. He's gone for 100 seconds. Now the buyback available. Ace is going to be falling as well. He's also going to fall on Ikigai. Trying to make a charge and get back to his fountain. Suddenly, we're in the place of this map we have never been inside these 55 minutes. We're inside the dire base for the first time.
No ability to get objectives though for Spawn. They got baited into that fight like, we want to crush them, but they won't even be getting any of the buybacks here. Even going through the mid lane isn't going to be that easy.
He did not blink early enough. Maybe it's a bait. I don't know, but there's no BKBs to fight with, so they're going to have to sack him. There goes your gem. He had his blink off cooldown the whole time. I think he's just staying way too long inside the enemy base. No respect.
He got 2 buybacks though.
He did get two
that's a big
buybacks, so
thing.
that's actually really big, but I don't think it should have actually gone that well. Anyway, doesn't matter at this point. They did buy back for it, and Lilgun, they're going to go for the smoke out. Primal Beast already showing himself in the mid lane. Travis.
This is a good smoke.
Superior position here. If they can find something, they've caught the OD. 11 dieback might be a certainty here. Spawn. God damn it. Why do we have a slideshow? Anyway, we're back into the fight. Womi with his DD and Lycan in the front. Womi about to fall. Eats a creep. Tries to stay alive for a bit longer. Sniped down. Comes in with the buyback as well. And Geeky it's going to be a 3 versus 5. He's desperately holding and clinging onto this Morphling. He will die as well. Spawn are doing it. They've completed the comeback story for themselves. And Lilgun unable to close out the game. They've lost everyone. And even if a Nyx buys back, it's not going to be enough. Spawn have done the comeback.
But is it still gonna be enough? Because the creeps still need to come towards your base. They're dealing with the bottom lane. We'll see if Lilgun can do anything about that. If they can maybe push this big wave out, they still have the glyph. They can still win this game. Plus, you have a Lycan. Boots of Travels is something that he should buy right now. Just sell the Blink Dagger. It doesn't do you much good. And go for the throne.
This is 70 seconds without the big heroes that are scary in fights. No Primal Beast for 80. And the creeps are inside. The tier 3 tower about to fall. Glyph's gonna be there. Only for a matter of time. They have these creeps in with the ranged creeps, with the catapults. They have done what they needed to. And straight towards the tier 4 towers. The impossible is in front of Lilgun now. Delol finding himself the Lycan. And here comes Kishka. This is the stun onto the Night Stalker, but lands it onto the Tiny and Lycan. He is surrounded by enemies. Jikroy coming in as well. Diving for the kill. Gets the cheese used as well as his Aegis ran out. And now the first tier 4. Another glyph available. 30 seconds for the OD. Should be enough. Should be more than enough time for Spawn to finish it up. But the next assassin to fall as well inside the Static Storm. He's killed off tier 4 tower. Finally getting fully focused. And there's the GG call. Spawn have done the comeback.
Yeah, they have. I was kind of certain that 423 was gonna try to go for a split push there, considering they had 2 glyphs on their side. One when the tier 3 falls and one after it. But he decides to stay and fight, which was definitely not something that could work out well for him. But yeah, Lilgun, they got overconfident, I'd say like 3 or 4 times in this game, and in the end it cost them. If they pretty much had the game, it was when they jumped onto that high ground in the enemy triangle is where it all started. And after that, Lilgun, it became harder and harder and harder for them, when in the end they just lost game. Kishka, I have to say, he has been performing amazingly on the Nyx, but then towards the end he got a little bit too overconfident, and I'm thinking that the overconfidence could have came from him, the one that lost them the game.
Potentially. I mean, you can look at a lot of reasons here why Lilgun wasn't able to close out the game when they were supposed to. And a well-deserved victory for Spawn in the end. If you're able to come back, if you're able to mount a comeback like that and still hold on to it, well-deserved victory. I mean, at that point, when you're looking at your opponent's team, they didn't even deserve to win when you see it that way. But it was a very close game, as Lilgun could have closed it out so much earlier than they did. They had some very well orchestrated team fights, some really good control in general. And it was actually fun to watch how Lilgun was looking like a superior team compared to Spawn. But slowly the Morphling comes back in. He's got the item build that he requires. And man, did they work together for this victory. And I feel bad for Kishka. Man, dude, he played an insane Nyx game.
The better team doesn't always win, and if you play the match of your life, you know that you're not always gonna get the 30 MMR, or in this particular instance, a competitive game win. So that's just how Dota works. It kind of takes away dreams sometimes.
It is a game which makes dreams or takes dreams, but we are going to be taking a break for now as we have one more game to provide for you guys. So stay tuned for the last one. This was only game 1.